Howdy folks, doing a quick response video to Pinkman Productions video that he was talking about. He does I guess he works on oil rigs for a living, and so he was going into some details about oil drilling and that type of thing. And so I thought I'd do a quick response video because I kind of have a connection to the oil drilling, the oil drilling history in this country. As my grandfather, that's what he did. He was a roughneck on oil wells in Texas and Oklahoma, and then eventually he had to they moved to Illinois because that's where the work was. And so he was a roughneck, and he ended up being a roughneck foreman up until the point when he died. So anyway, I've actually got a picture that I'm going to put up of my grandfather and my dad. My dad was only about 12 years old, and he was already working on oil rigs. So I'll put that picture up here. So this is a photograph of my dad and my granddad both on an oil rig. And this was taken probably right around 1939 or 1940. And my dad is, of course, he's about 12 years old, and then my granddad is the gentleman standing right next to him. And there is a kind of a interesting story that at one point when my grandfather was working on an oil rig somewhere, the oil tycoon Howard Hughes, which everybody's heard of, actually came and visited his job site there where the rigs were that he was working on. And he gave all the roughnecks that were there, he gave them these little, they look like a drill bit, three-pronged drill bit that was actually it was actually used as a watch fob to go on the end of a leather strap to go on to a pocket watch. And so he gave these to all the guys that were working there. And so my grandfather did have one, so I found some pictures on the internet because I do not have that. It's a long story. My dad had it, and I'll go into that at another point. But so I had to find some pictures on the internet, and I actually found of the exact same. I guess he gave out a lot of them, so there's a lot of them still floating around out there. Anyway, I'll show those pictures right here. Okay, so this is a picture of the watch fob that Howard Hughes, the famous oil tycoon, gave to my grandfather when he was working on an oil rig. I guess Howard Hughes had come out to visit the oil rig, and he gave these out to all the roughnecks that were working there that day. This particular picture is of the front of it. And this is the picture of the back of that same watch fob. And it reads, "Go all the way with Hughes, Hughes Tool Company." That's kind of a funny slogan to have there, considering that it's actually a double entendre. Considering that Howard Hughes was known as quite the ladies' man. Now, I can actually remember that my dad had my grandfather's pocket watch, which was a really nice gold pocket watch from the mid-1800s. I mean, I don't know if it had been handed down to him, but it was an old pocket watch. It still worked. It was gold. Had a nice leather strap on it, and then it had that Howard Hughes watch fob at the end of it. And so a few years ago, when my dad passed away, I was going through his effects that my stepmom had, and I couldn't find the watch. And so I asked her, I said, well, what happened to my granddad's pocket watch? That was the one thing I wanted to get, because I wanted to kind of keep it in the family and everything. And she said, oh, well, your dad wanted some money to go to Las Vegas, so he went and he pawned it. And so, of course, it was long gone. And so I was pretty upset about it, because I thought that, not so much about the watch, but I thought that watch fob, knowing that it came from Howard Hughes and everything, I thought that would be kind of a expensive collector's item in itself and everything. But come to find out, I went on the internet and found out that there was he must have given out thousands of those things, because they're only about, on eBay you can get them for 10-15 bucks. So that actually wasn't the valuable part. Though, with the price of gold as it is right now, the watch itself would probably be worth a ton right now, because I'm pretty sure that the casing and everything was all solid gold, if I remember correctly. So so anyway, that's my story, connection to oil drilling. And um, Dustin over there at Pinkman Productions, I'm liking your videos. Uh, and I noticed that you've been leaving comments on mine, so appreciate the shout out. Keep doing what you're doing.